What's up guys, welcome to Daily Refinement. Today's video I want to address a really important topic, which is what can you sell on eBay? What is allowed, what's not allowed? So I'm going to post a link right here and in the pinned comment for eBay's section on what you can and cannot sell. It's very, very lengthy. I would spend some time reading through it to figure out what the best practices are, but this video is also to address Rally Roots' response video to my suspension video. And the reason why I'm even bringing this up is because I think it's relevant to the topic of what can you sell on eBay and what you cannot. And I feel like there's a few things he said in the video that were a bit slanderous, and I just want to clarify those points in this video. So please smash the like button, consider subscribing if you want tips and tricks to how to build an online store. Okay, so number one, I want to clarify that Ryan said that they don't just reach out, they don't just suspend people without reaching out. So that's true. I even said in my video, eBay reached out for invoices. I actually have no policy violations. So this is an interesting point. None of my money was held on eBay. If you look at my account right now, I think it shows a negative balance for some shipping labels for return labels, but I received all of the money. Normally when you do something illegal or stolen on eBay, they freeze all the funds and you don't get that money back. All the fees are due. I did not have that happen. When they suspended me, they actually closed my eBay store and they said that I could even request a refund for my eBay store for that month. I'm not going to request a refund. That's not necessary. But normally when that happens, they freeze everything. For my situation, it wasn't like that. eBay closed, they did the investigation, let all my money go through. I don't know if that was intentional or not, but eBay does reach out and ask for invoices, usually, especially if you're a larger reseller. So they asked me for line-by-line invoices from authorized distributors, which I could not provide. Whether you pay by check or Zelle or credit card, it doesn't matter. The receipt and invoices that you get from your supplier are the main thing. And the invoices that I have from my friends' receipts, those are not valid chain of custody type of documentation. Here's an example. I don't believe that the suspension came from Nike, but this pair of shoes is a pair of Jimmy Rollins samples. It says promo sample on the tag. There is no verified chain of custody for these, but I can tell you for sure Nike knows who received these. So if you Google my celebrity friend and sneakers, you will see his sneaker collection pop up. I don't want to involve him. In fact, he actually has more shoes to sell me if I want to continue doing this, which I don't. But I want to show you guys the box. This is from Nike. It's nothing fancy. It's just a replacement Nike box, written what's on it in it. That's how they come. There's not a lot of fancy stuff or invoices or documentation that comes with sample shoes, but you better believe that Nike knows exactly where they came from. So the reason why I bring this up is Ryan just recently purchased $30,000 worth of inventory from a YouTube subscriber, Kyle, right? So he was saying, you can better believe if I did a lot of business, I would have receipts and invoices. So I think during this time, my business was it's definitely larger than Ryan's business. So I do have invoices and receipts, but I want to point out what Ryan said, which is very unusual because he sort of took the high road saying he never does businesses without proper invoices. Well, this scenario is the exact same scenario that happened to me. Inside of that Amazon return pallet that he purchased from Kyle, there was a pair of Yeezys. He sold that pair of Yeezys on Whatnot. It's all over his social media that you could get something like a pair of Yeezys. If Adidas had asked for chain of custody invoices for that Yeezy line by line, he could not have produced it because Kyle is not an authorized distributor of Yeezy, right? So that's the same thing that happened to me. That would not suffice. If Ryan did a large volume of Yeezys, Adidas probably would ask for a line by line invoice. If he did millions of dollars in sales, they probably would ask, where did you get these? Now, again, when you're on a different, depending on how much you sell, usually line-by-line invoices are not necessary. I just want to point out that that situation is the literal exact same situation as me. That would not suffice as line-by-line invoices from an authorized distributor. So it's really important to understand, as a reseller, there is a gray market. Not every single item is going to come from a distributor with a line-by-line invoice from Nike directly to you with, number one, Yeezy, number two, Air Force. You're not really going to get those types of invoices that will suffice in this type of investigation. And again, I want to just point out, nothing was illegal. I don't have any policy violations. None of my money is being held up. The reason why I'm so calm about this whole situation is I knew it could happen, right? In the scenario where you're moving this type of volume, it happens to a lot of sellers. I actually have numerous people who responded to me saying that they sold too much of a certain brand, too much risk for managed payments or that brand. They were suspended. So next is, I want to point out this comment that was on that video talking about a CEO reaching out to me for unauthorized copies. That did happen. So I posted a lot of chubbies that I purchased from a shared supplier. Ryan and I do have some shared suppliers out here in California, and I posted a lot of chubbies, a few hundred chubbies that I purchased in a bulk lot. 2 people DM'd me when I did that. One person was the CEO inquiring where they came from. The second person was actually Ryan. So I sold some of these to Ryan. Ryan ended up buying wholesale from the supplier as well, these chubbies. So the chubbies CEO told me, these chubbies are not authorized. These should have been destroyed. So this chubby CEO has a case to reach out to eBay and say, these were sample chubbies, these are sample shorts that were meant to be destroyed. I don't know why they are on eBay. The CEO could have gone after these items, and neither of us would have been able to provide a line-by-line invoice from Chubbies, because we're hearing directly from the CEO that they are not authorized. Okay, so these were samples that were meant to be destroyed somewhere, meant to be sent overseas. The supplier that we buy from deals a lot in insurance claims. So potentially maybe these were a write-off and meant to be destroyed, but they never were destroyed and they made it back onto the gray market. This is something that we all need to consider when we are resellers, because the origin of the items is very, very difficult to prove. So when you are a reseller, just keep in mind this could happen to you. Most likely it will not. And I want to point out that I did $800,000 in sales in very, very low risk items. Items that were between $5 and $30 plus shipping that I purchased for $1 to $5. These types of items are not as risky to sell. And it's important to understand these types of items won't draw as many red flags as, for me, my overall average sale price is about $100, but my sale price for these lower end items is only $24, right? So when you have a mix of both, I don't know. It's interesting because eBay never gave me any warnings, never gave me any policy violations along the way. Even the email that I got, it says that I might have violated an eBay policy, but I don't have any veros. I don't have any policy violations. They can just suspend you for high risk. I've seen it actually dozens of times on eBay, on YouTube. If you're doing too much volume, especially in one brand like me, it's going to be an issue. So me sending items to the eBay authentication, they saw the items. That doesn't matter. That's not related to chain of custody. Chain of custody means where did these actually come from? What's the provenance? Okay, so one final part is when Ryan was alluding to smash and grab in California and things being stolen, other YouTubers have also mentioned that to essentially try to group me in with people who are selling stolen items. If I was selling one-of-one items that were stolen, I would be in jail right now. That is so obvious. Who does that? Who steals the Mona Lisa and then tries to sell it? There's only a one-of-one, they know who the original owner was. The Louvre in France would be like, yo, that's our painting. That would have happened if I sold these one-off shoes. It's a small community. A lot of people who I sold these shoes to know the origin. They know the original owner, right? It's not that big of a community. People know each other. In the sneaker community, I've been in it for a long time. So I find it really ridiculous to associate me with that. Let's say, for example, you are in possession of stolen goods, like Ryan. Ryan, one of his videos, maybe his most watched videos, about him being apprehended and arrested for having stolen goods. Buying 5 or 6 pairs of Beats on Craigslist, selling a few on eBay, selling one to his friend, and then selling one to an undercover cop and being arrested. That can happen. I don't think anything happened to Ryan because he said that he almost went to jail, and that's most likely what's going to happen. If you don't purposely buy something that's stolen, it goes through this process where they investigate you, and I'm not a law enforcement agent. I'm not on the platform, but eBay explicitly says if you sell stolen goods, they can hold your money and ban your account. Here locally, we only have one pawn shop, so I don't know a lot about pawn shops. But pawn shops actually sometimes make you sign an agreement that they will hold your goods for 30 days just before they put it back out on the floor, so you can go through the proper serial number matching to make sure that item is not stolen. So again, I don't appreciate being grouped in with people who are doing illegal activity. I don't do that. I don't talk about other YouTubers like that. I feel like we're all sort of in the same community. I'm trying to be as transparent as possible on the situation, and normally I wouldn't even do a video like this. But line by line from an authorized distributor is very rare. Okay, so I want to point that out. Unless you are an authorized distributor of a product, those invoices do not count. And I want to go even one step further. Even if you have authorized distribution from a brand. So Nike says, good on you, you are allowed to sell Nikes on eBay, which nobody has that. Nobody has an authorized deal from Nike to sell Nike shoes on eBay. Nobody has that exact agreement. Let's say that you do. I know it was either Elf on the Shelf or Mensch on a Bench, this product. Somebody had an authorized deal from the company. So they had a written invoice from the company saying they are allowed to sell this product. So that would suffice. You send it in the eBay saying I sold $1 million worth of this toy. I have permission from the brand to sell this toy. Totally legit. They were still suspended on eBay for selling that because they violated the MAP pricing. So when you have an authorized agreement from the brand, the main thing that you're agreeing to is to try to sell the item at MSRP. You're trying to protect the brand from reaching at a certain price point, and he violated that by selling it below that, and he was suspended. So again, guys, when you are reselling on eBay, there is a bit of a gray area. I recommend that you read through this list of what you can and cannot sell on eBay. And again, appreciate you guys. Till next time, make progress daily.